Welcome to Leaders in Purpose. I am so glad you're here. We're on session 3 with Dr. Asit Goswami, and we are talking about all kind of issues. We're talking about health. We're talking about education. We're talking about culture development. We're talking about political education. We're talking about all these things because we are dimensional people. Before I get started, I want to thank God. I say Mother and Father God because I believe it entails both. We want to thank Mike and Chris Craddock down at KPAO and everybody, the team there that's helping to edit and to get things going. Thank you. I love you all. Thank you. We want to thank our ancestors that we all came from, because we all need to come back together again. We are all one race. We're the human race. And we may call God different names, honey, but we all come from that same spirit. We also want to give a moment of silence to those who have fallen, whether from COVID-19, whether from being killed unnecessarily by the police or whatever, from those who have fallen. All righty. All right, we're on our last session with Dr. Asit, because I do have another interview, but it's been so wonderful interviewing you, and I hope we can come back and do it again.
Wonderful, yeah.
And I love to interview your queen who stands beside you, because I know her, at the side of every good man, honey, is a good woman, okay?
Absolutely.
So I like to meet your queen,
Definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
We were talking about when we last last session. We were talking about the disparities of health education and how we as the United States, what are we doing compared to other countries? And we were talking about how Canada, they're giving everybody $8,000, every citizen, until they can get their country back up again, because he says nobody should have to choose between going to work and going to the doctor, you know. And then here in America, we have people, they're getting ready to close California again. That first county that was open and getting ready to close it again because of the pandemic. And then they say they have issues too because Americans are getting so much money on unemployment, they won't want to go back to work.
Oh, wow.
They don't want to go back to work.
Yeah.
So what are we doing here, America, as a nation, as far as taking care of the people who make this country great? Is the government doing its best for the people, or is the government doing its best for the corporations?
Absolutely. It's a good question. It's important to be asking, especially in this election year, you know. And talking about, that to me is talking about our civic health and our engagement in terms of our voice as a people to be able to communicate back to the government and say, you're doing a good job or you're not doing a good job. And so our civic health of our North Omaha community, is not great. The number of people that vote, it's pretty low. And I think what some of the reasons is because when I was out there talking to people and they say, I'll get excited every 4 years, I'll get my hope up, but every 4 years I come around and I don't see a lot of change. And so now you're asking me to get excited about this election, to hope and to pray upon something changing, but I'm tired of that. I'm not going to fall for that anymore. That's what a lot of people are communicating to me. And so, they want to know, what is the government going to do for them? What exactly can the government do? And it's a problem where we have a powerful ruling class that, again, for decades, since the 80s, has said that the government is a problem, and they have defunded the government. They've paid less and less of their fair share of taxes, and so they've been able to keep a lot of that money. And the argument is that, they say, a lot of the rich billionaires, they'll say that, it's better if I am able to keep this money and give it out as I see fit, because it'll be more efficient and it'll be more effective, is their argument. Because when you go through the government, then you are going to go through an inefficient bureaucratic process. But I think that that's a way for them to save their own money. And it's a way for all the solutions to America's problems these days are looked at as they've got to be corporate solutions. They've got to be a benefit for the corporations, at the same time it's benefit for the people. And it's called a win-win sort of situation. But when you have a corporate ruling class that is stepping on the backs of a whole nation, I think there's 8 billionaires that have as much wealth as half the population. And so when you have that sort of situation where they are stepping on the backs of people, then you must have a reform must involve where billionaires lose some of their power, lose some of their ability to be able to freely make decisions with no accountability, no transparency, to be able to communicate back to them.
I agree. So which is more important? Is it the community more important, or is corporate America more important? I mean, that's what's being put on the front here.
And I think we ourselves as Americans, we worship wealth. Where poor people worship, get out of this community, get to somewhere where there's a better education, and then from there, we're always kind of striving and trying to achieve towards better and better. But then, and we're worshiping wealth, and then when we encounter somebody who's extraordinarily wealthy, we say, wow, you've done it, you've won. And then we accord them the rights to be able to speak on all sorts of different topics. Whereas, is a billionaire, they're good at one specific thing, at making money, but are they good at being able to tell the community what they need for juvenile justice? Are they able to tell the community what's best for them for housing or best for them in terms of health? And I'd say no. There's a lot of people who are in our community who are working on the front lines of health and justice, equitable justice issues and affordable housing issues, and listening to those people and bringing those people into the table is what should be the first step that's taken. But, I don't know if those people want to listen to other people.
And you're bringing up a good point, and this is one reason why I'm an advocate of the presidency being bipartisan. And the reason why is this: the president of the United States of America is supposed to represent everybody. I mean, everybody in the United States of America. Now, if you represent everybody in the United States of America, if you say I'm a Republican, if you say I'm a Democrat, if you say I'm a Libertarian, if you say I'm a Green Party, or whatever party that you are you going to be fair to the rest of the people? If you look at the 400 years United States of America, how long have we been in the United States? Is it over 400 years? 600 years. However long the United States we celebrate our independence. Has it helped everyone? Everyone. I believe, like you said, the presidency should be no party at all. And you put those people in place who are dealing with the issues, the juvenile justice system, the educational system, the health system, our science, environment, nature and environment sustainability. You have people who go into the communities in different areas and look at those, study and look at what's going on, and then they go to their people who talk to the president on their behalf, and then the president tell the president about those issues of what needs to go on, and then the president helps in those areas and sends money, sends resources, sends whatever's needed to those towns, those areas, those wards, those precincts, those areas. And I believe if that president was not part of a political party, there would be more fairness. Case in point, when President Trump got into office, he erased everything that President Obama did. How do you build a legacy, whether a family legacy or a country's legacy, if you go and you take out everything that the person did before you? That's how you build a legacy. You build a legacy off the backs and the good that your ancestors or the person before you did. And that's how you go stronger. That's how you get better. That's how we go faster.
Absolutely.
Okay? But if you coming in office and you're tearing up everything, I mean, that's knocking us down notch after notch after notch. And pretty soon we just tread water. We just tread water. Do you think that kind of a system, what do you think about that kind of system, and you think that it would work better?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, definitely what President Trump is doing is sending us backwards. And I hope it just fires up people to be able to select politicians who move us forward. And I would love to be able to talk about an alternative on the national scene, but I don't know if we have somebody like that can speak up for us. And so that's where I always look at where do we have the most control, where do we have the most power, and that's where local politics, I think, is more important in terms of having all of us kind of discuss as a community. And so we've got another election in November, but then next spring we've got city council where all 7 seats are going to be up for grabs, and the mayoral race is going to be up as well. And I think having what you talked earlier as far as the community being on the same page, and so really being able to, I think that should help to guide the conversation that these city councilors who are seeking our vote, to hear from them. You know, do you believe that there is such a thing as systemic racism? If there is, what are some of the solutions to combat that? And if it's all just kind of private corporations kind of leading us out of this, how does that benefit everybody, where we have these shared problems in the community, and typically there's shared solutions is what kind of gets us out. But if you only have one group of people that's making the solutions, then that's going to be problematic for us all.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So we do need to look at, I think we need to stop dividing up things where it shouldn't be divided.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another issue, and I'm not going to talk about that right now because it's too much to get into.
I guess one specific thing we can talk about with is housing.
I agree. As far as Canada, Canada, and I also believe Canada, not Canada, but for the free health care. Yeah. The free health care. What do you think about
Medicare for all? Yeah.
Free health care for all.
Absolutely. I think that every other developed country in the world has that. And to think that we, as the richest country in the world, can't provide health care to everybody in our community is a travesty. And I think we should all be ashamed.
Exactly, and the United States makes its money, unfortunately, off the misery of others. Look at the rich, the money of the billionaires. That money was made off of black people working over 400 years building this country and not being paid with nothing but death, torture, and murder, torture, pain. That's all they were paid for what we did, what our ancestors did for growing this community. The United States brought Monsanto in here. Every country denied Monsanto from coming in here. Why? Because Monsanto's products are horrible. Monsanto's products give birth defects. Monsanto gives Alzheimer's. They give disease after tumors, after death, it's just a whole horrific. And now look, Monsanto's in everything. So I first realized about the GMO. If you've been reading, following Dr. Sebi, you've been following Dr. Lila Africa, you follow Dr. Tony Browder, you follow other doctors like that. They will tell you that, first of all, and these are men of learned who are not recognized, that every year the medical convention, the medical society holds melanin conventions. I don't even know if you know about that yet. They hold melanin conventions, and melanin is what makes us dark. And at these melanin conventions, they talk about what to do with melanin. Now, if you study melanin, you know that another word for DNA for melanin is DNA, and everybody has the same DNA because every race came from the black race. Okay, so they have these melanin conventions, and they study what they can do with the melanin. Now, you look at the melanin. Europeans use it for their skin, so that their skin can tan without them having to be in the sun. They use it to increase their libido. And then our Chinese brothers and sisters use the melanin for decrease their psychic powers. But also, if you look at these new AI artificial limbs, and things like that, they're using melanin to get these things to work. And it's just really crazy what they're using, and that's why our bodies, our black bodies, are harvested on the black market more than any other race.
Okay.
And if you go, you can also see the I might do that next time. You'll see the price list of our body parts. You know, Margaret Sanger, who made up Planned Parenthood, she made Planned Parenthood for the specific reason of genociding out black children or melanated children. That's the main reason why Planned Parenthood is here. And the late term abortions, they're using our kids, our youth, our body parts to keep rich folks alive. And these are the things that our melanin is used for. And it's just really a crying shame. It really is. So America, compared, you look at all this in America, or it's making its money off of the and America's our medicine, the medicine that we get is not meant to heal us. It's meant to keep us, to me, as a walking cadaver, so that a doctor can stay wealthy while we walk around and not be healed. Our medicine is not meant to heal us. Why can't they change the rules and say the doctor that can keep the person the healthiest the longest, you're the one that makes the most money. You're the one that's going to get the business. You're the one that's going to get the money for research. You're the one that, like Chinese, like our Chinese medicines, those are made to heal.
Yeah.
India, you do the meditation, your medicine probably in India is made to heal. I don't know, I think is United States of America, is our medicine the only one that's made just to keep us walking cadavers so that, the doctors can use us as interest for their generation and the next. What can we do?
It's a lot. Well, first of all, I just to let you know, I didn't know I got to get more informed about Planned Parenthood and these details, and that's a conversation we can continue to have. From my own end, I see Planned Parenthood, so there is kind of there's abortion services that they provide, but that's kind of like 5%. They provide a lot of other services to people. And so I don't know about the details that you're talking about, and I'm interested to keep talking about it and find out more. But Planned Parenthood is an organization that my wife and I, we do support. And because we see a lot of other benefits that they provide to the community in terms of just being a general health clinic. And then as far as medicines, and then in Western society,
compared to Canada and with Cuba, look how they take care of their people.
Yeah. Well, so there's a lot of different things we're talking about. One is access to healthcare. Does everybody have access to healthcare or not? And here in this country, we don't. And then once they get in, there is a conversation. I think you were talking about medicine. So medicines that we use in the Western world, I mean, you're touching on a big topic in terms of our approach in medical science, in terms of what we do in science is we may find a healthy plant or out there, and then we take it and we bring it into the lab and we analyze it and we kind of shave it down until we find one active ingredient. And then the whole gear is absolutely to find the active ingredient, to turn it into a pill that can be marketed and advertised and sold and mass produced. And so that's a very different approach to medicine than other countries and other.
But it's not healing anybody. It's just keeping us alive.
You're right that I think, well, it depends in different situations. So in terms of, I would agree with you in terms of mental health. So we have a lot of medicines within mental health, but do any of those medicines actually cure depression or cure anxiety or cure bipolar? And I don't think they do. They just help to manage it. And so, yeah, they're chronic medications that help to just kind of sustain people over time.
Okay, but even with diabetes, with cancer,
so those chronic, and so going into those chronic, so we could talk about hypertension, high cholesterol, diabetes. These are kind of chronic illnesses that affect And so medicines that we have for those again, you're right that they manage these diseases and they don't necessarily cure them.
Exactly.
And
so what would be the cure for those diseases? If you look at them, the main cure for those diseases, first of all, is eating healthy, and second of all, is exercise and what goes into our minds.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. In terms of when you talk about public health, what's the most important thing? Sleeping well, eating well, moving your body. Those are the three most important. And then, of course, avoiding drinking, avoiding smoking. You know, then if you're just following those things, then you're going to be doing a lot for your own human body. But then you look, if you dig into those a little bit more, and some people aren't able to access those as much as others because you are spending time, paying money, getting money to pay your rent, and where you can get your job from, and things of that nature. Then
single parent raising 4, 5, 3, and 2 children. Let alone 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 by yourself.
So it's easy for a doctor to say eat well, exercise well, but then can everybody take that advice in and act on it? And I don't think that we all can equally. So taking steps like, again, going to that North Omaha area health clinic and seeing and supporting our free clinics that kind of support each other.
No Ira Combs.
Yeah, and so what are they doing? They are educating community health leaders within themselves, and so where you don't need to have a degree, but you can be an educated advocate for one's health. And so that's breaking down the barriers between different health systems in the community.
Well, I'm interested in that. I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Great. Now, we looked at other countries, and we will talk about that. The other countries, they have the free health care. They're giving away $8,000 or more to help, and doing things to keep their people safe and sound, while we are teasing. Well, we're about ready to go. The news is saying, are we getting ready to go on a war with China? We owe China so much money, and now we're teasing them and mocking them and trying to get them mad at us. I believe in a strong military. I believe in a very strong military, but I don't believe that the military is so strong, though, that you forget about the people who make up the community, who make up the military.
Yeah.
Why are soldiers committing suicide every day on the White House lawn? If we loved our country, if the corporate America loved the government loved our country so much. So that's what we were talking about. We were talking about our government doing too much, and for us to privatize the prisons, that's too much, because they're putting youth in prison, and a gang of people. They're making marijuana legal, but look at all the people who are in prison for marijuana, and their life will never be the same.
Yeah.
Never be the same until they come out and they are awarded and given money to sustainment. The marijuana should not be legal, but people are putting their money in that stock. Again, the black man dies, and it's the brunt. He's the brunt of that joke.
And I just saw some article talking about the companies that are running the new marijuana industries, and they're all white corporations. And, Exactly. Here in Omaha, 4 big old huge Walmart, and one in Iowa. 4 Walmart-like shopping areas of marijuana paraphernalia. And all corporate America. So what will happen? What happens when corporations run the country? They'll get all the Trump. He what was it? How much million? What, 1.2 trillion or 2.6 billion that he approved for us to get. He just gave $2 trillion.
$2 trillion.
Yeah, and then I think there's more coming.
Okay, how much of it did the community get? And how much of it did corporate America get?
Yeah.
You see all those stocks. You see how many people became rich after Trump gave out that trillion? It wasn't people, regular people like you and me. It was corporations. They started buying jets. Okay, buying jets. You know what the upkeep of a jet is? Now I'm an offer little travel agent, and I offer, you can rent it, I refer you to people who can, if you want a jet, so you have to worry about COVID-19, fine, I can get you that. But the upkeep of a jet, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Or everybody else, we're
Right.
just trying to keep our, so, woo, child. It's 4 o'clock. I think it's time. It's 20 minutes. What to do? Let me have you say, what can we do? We talked about a lot of issues. What can we do? I like what you said.
I think local control of the election, is where it's at. And so paying attention to who's running, what issues are they running on. If they're not talking about what you think they should be talking about, getting the group together and presenting those questions to our local officials, I think is important to start.
Yeah, I agree. And I also agree that melanated people, we need to support those who support us mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. All right, thanks for tuning in to Leaders in Purpose Media, and we hope to see you again. Watch us Fridays at 9 o'clock a.m. CST time, and KPAO at Mondays at 4:30 p.m. CST on KPAO. Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.